No, the little kid, he don't know, though. He don't know. If you look at the recent history of the NFL, you lose 2 games. No, your season's not over. But your chance of making the playoffs are what, Nick?
Well, right around 10%. And by the way, you start 0-3, over the last 20 years, they dropped to 0%.
Okay.
Nobody. So he's right, the season ain't over. 10% shots come in.
No, it's only 4 more quarters from being over.
Well, that's the problem.
This is not Penn State, where you can lose 2 or 3 games and still have a successful season. No, this is pro football.
Still go win your conference.
And regardless of how good they think they are, they should learn from one of the great coaches that coached the Giants, and you are what your record is. They have not played good enough football. They had no chance to win the opening game against the Jaguars. They got dominated against the Cowboys on Sunday night. So I don't know what he's seen in practice that I have not seen, but if the Giants don't get it turned around, if they don't have the ability to be physical, if Olivia Vernon doesn't come back and present some type of pass rush for them, this is going to be a long season for the Giants.
And to reiterate the point, it's a season that can end on Sunday. For one of these 2 teams, the Texans and Giants, both of whom came into the year with playoff expectations, for one of these 2 teams, the season ends Sunday. People can say, oh, it's too early for a must-win. No, it is not. Not when you are 0-2 and for the reasons these 2 teams are 0-2. The Texans are a separate story, so we don't need to get into them, but their season is on the brink as well. And what is so damning for the New York Giants is, here's what the general public thinks of them. Here's what Vegas thinks of them. You're playing an 0-2 team that just lost to a Blaine Gabbert-led team. You are 6-point underdogs? One of the tied for the 3rd or 4th biggest underdog of the week? Against a winless Texans team, that is, none of this is good for the Giants right now. And I know we hammer the offensive line. The offensive line's been bad. It is more than the offensive line right now.
That's exactly what I was going to ask. Besides the offensive line, where do you point to? Where are the holes on this Giants team?
First, let me go to the offensive line. Will Hernandez, the guard that they have, he's been playing excellent football. He graded out in the top 10 of all guards in football against Dallas. And if you look at all the rookies being drafted, he's one of the top 5s as far as Pro Football Focus and how he is graded out. And he's graded extremely good in the run blocking. The rest of the line has struggled. Offensively, how explosive are they going to be? Because we know they're not going to be a dominant defense. We know a couple years ago they spent a lot of money on that defense, but they're not getting the productivity from them. Eli Apple has been promising at the corner. He hadn't been the question mark that they had before. But linebacker play, very questionable, and inability to be able to get to the passer on a regular basis. That's one of the Giants' problems. So this is they got a lot of stuff to be able to work out in this game against the Texans, who have struggled offensively.
Yeah.
Now, is this the game that the Giants finally create the turnovers that they need and get to the passer?